So this video wasn't a comprehensive, like, instructions on how to do gecko tubs. It's more just ideas. So just keep that in mind. So we're gonna be putting together some gecko tubs today for crested geckos. We got some food cups here. I'll basically be modifying them so they zip tie to the ledges, which are basically these tubes, and then I'll be able to stack one on top. It's like its own holder. Got these extra strength magnets for these cups. These cups will serve as hides. Got ones for the adults and ones for the younger ones. Basically, the idea is that they'll hold it in place, and you can have it elevated. And then these containers here will be for the adult females, so they'll be turned into lay boxes. So this size here is good for babies, juveniles, subadults. For adults, you're going to want a slightly bigger tub, like one of these. Preferably, but standing on the end so that it's taller. And then, of course, fake plants. I got all kinds of that over there. I got substrate for the lay boxes, stuff like that. And, of course, you're probably going to want one of these. It's just a soldering iron. You can get them from Walmart for cheap. It's already hot, so it's ready to go. Of course, if you're going to use this, you're melting plastic, you want to be in a well-ventilated area, so that's why we've got the door open. Because those fumes are toxic and they're horrible to breathe in. So basically we'll be using this to poke holes. They don't have to be perfect. And you can see the fumes coming off there. That's whew.
And that's why we have the door open.
Yep, I already said that. It's kind of uneven, but it still works. Basically, this just provides ventilation, so when the lid's on there, it ventilates the air and the humidity doesn't stay too high. So I'll do a bunch on both ends. I'm not paying attention to how I'm doing this.
It's kind of cool to see it just slowly melt to the holes there.
Yeah, things are hot. I've been burnt by them a few times. I do not recommend touching them at any point while they're hot.
That's why once we're done with them, setting that outside, that thing will cool off real quick.
Yeah, there's snow on the ground, of course, so it's pretty cold. I'm gonna go ahead and put another row down here on this side. Which I'm sure if you wanted them neater, you could probably, use Sharpie to put, dots down where you want to put the hole. But for me, I don't care too much about neatness. It's more about functionality. So now that we got that poked, I want to go ahead and do these. Basically, the idea is that they'll sit on here, and I can do it that way. Of course, these are going to melt super duper easy.
Doesn't take much.
No, this is like really thin plastic.
actual.
Not with the tubs, anyways. These are just feed cups. Well, these ones I'm going to try to be a little more accurate with, but this shouldn't be too big of a deal. Of course, the fumes are going like right in my face.
Very toxic.
Yeah, but it makes for a clean, you know, hole, and there's no sharp edges because, you know, it's melted. So basically now the idea here would be that, you know, we take this zip tie, you know, I'm probably gonna have to use more than one, but you know, you thread it through. And then, you know, you wrap it around there, and then it will secure it on there. So then I can use one that's, you know, doesn't have a hole, and then it just stacks. So then I can just pull it off when it's done and, you know, replace it. It's a lot more, it's cheaper than buying a bunch of, you know, magnetic ledges if you have a bunch of geckos. Because those pre-made magnetic ledges are, you know, 15, 20 bucks a piece. And for me, I have 6 geckos. I'm not going to spend over $100 when I could just do this. So the next thing we're going to look at here is these lay boxes. So for these, I'm just going to cut a kind of a hole. It just melts right through. So it takes a little bit though. So I gotta have a little patience with this.
We should probably be wearing a mask doing this.
Just don't breathe it in. Yeah, I mean, if you have the protective equipment, then yeah, I would wear it. But if you don't, then it's not the end of the world. Just try not to breathe it in. Again, that's why we have the door open, so it can kind of, you know, ventilate the air a little bit.
Yeah. Takes a little bit of time there.
Yeah, that's not the quickest method, but again...
Normally you use the scissors.
No, scissors aren't really a good idea just because you'd have to sand down the edges to make it nice and smooth. So, like with this, if you look closely, there's a smooth edge.
Yeah.
And it leaves a little window for the gecko to go into. So basically this will sit in the bottom of the enclosure I have. You know, you would want to have some kind of substrate like sphagnum moss and dirt. I'm personally going to use sphagnum moss and what is that stuff? It's in the bag in the box, but it's that coconut husk kind of stuff. But it gives place for, you know, females to lay eggs, even if they're just laying duds. You know, you want them to have somewhere to lay so they don't retain them or whatever. So that's one of those set up.
Do you need for me to set that down somewhere?
Yeah, if you could set it in the doorway.
You still want it plugged in, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not done. I got a lot to do. So the next step here, what I'm going to do is, so we got these little Dixie cups, and then we got these magnets. Which again, I found most all this at Walmart. The only thing I had to get elsewhere was the tubing, which is, it's just pipe insulator. You can get it from Menards, Home Depot, places like that. Basically, we're gonna drop a magnet in here, and theoretically it should, maybe not. I think I'm gonna have to cut the bottom of this for that to work properly. Because the idea is it will, you know, magnetize to the side of the enclosure.
So it's not strong enough, huh?
Yeah, I know. So could you go ahead and hand me my scissors are over there?
We already had that stuff ready.
Yep, so the way I will do this is cut around this little piece here. That probably wasn't the best idea either. Oh wait, I'm actually stupid. The way you do this is set this right here. And then, no?
You have the one on the inside of the cup, yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is it's not really holding like I want it to. Which kind of sucks because these are supposed to be like stronger. Most likely I'd have to glue this and then maybe put another cup on the inside. So that it actually sticks through. Because it otherwise just isn't working.
Will 2 magnets on both sides work?
Well, we don't have enough magnets to do that. Okay, so we had to use some super glue. Basically, we're gonna glue this on here and put this in like this, and then put another, you know, in here, so then you can throw it out. You can just pull it out and, you know, replace it that way. I suppose if you use plastic cups, you could just take it out, wash it out real good, but, you know, it all depends on how you want to do that. So the next step here is going to be installing the tubes. So you're gonna want to make sure it's pretty tight fitting so that it doesn't fall. So we're gonna say about right here-ish. Though I'm gonna want to use like an actual knife to cut that. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this. And then it should just fit right down in there. And then you got a ledge for your gecko. Gonna go ahead and put our lid on that. So next step here is going to be installing one of these little things. So I already have one over here. So of course you're gonna need more than one, because I have smaller ones. I'm sure you can even get longer ones, and those would probably work a little better.
Like the black ones.
Yeah, but this is what I got. So this is what I'm gonna use. Let's pull this back out of here. It looks like I'm gonna need 3 for this. Just make sure it's nice and secure. And then I'll cut off the excess here.
Right in the tub. Yeah.
So now we have this in here. Then we can have some of these left. Gotta get more.
Now we just have to wash them out when
Well, yeah, but then it just sits right in there like that. And then when you're done with it, you can pull it out, throw it away. So that's your basic setup. Here, pause the video or stop it. So now you can, decorate it. Put, fake plants in there. Oops, that fell. Of course, it's still want to stick. Just as an example, this plant's probably way too big for this, but you just decorate it. Put fake plants in there, you can get them from Walmart or stores, stuff like that. That one's way too big for that tub, but then the bottom, you just put paper towel. That's not going to stay for some reason, but we'll just set this aside. So now we're gonna focus on these lay boxes I mentioned. So for these, I got some sphagnum moss here. I need to moisten it though, it's dry. Can you pause it real quick? So, get some of that in there. Moisten it down real good. I got some of this Eco Earth that I'm also going to use. Yeah, stuff is kind of messy though and a little dusty. Probably better to just dump a little bit in there to mix. want it nice and moist for the gecko to, you know, lay her eggs in. Alright, go ahead, put the lid on. And again, this tub is more for, you know, younger ones, but then you know, just set it in the bottom for them. And there you go. Really easy gecko setup.
And then you put your lid on afterwards.
Well, yeah, you put your gecko in, put your lid on, and there you go. Let's stop real quick. I want to put it in. Got this set up now. Now I got a little gecko to put in there. That's if they want to go in there. You're just gonna climb up my arm. Come on. There you go. I know what you're thinking of doing. Don't do it. Here, can you grab that magnet for me? I'm gonna reposition it over here. Come on. There we go. Yep. Nice simple setup. Now I got plenty of space for this little gecko. Thanks for watching, and consider giving a like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.